Holy cow, what a week of astrology we've got in store for you this week. Well, not me personally, the cosmos, obviously. Anyway, we have a full moon eclipse, and we also have dastardly Mercury retrograde. Having said that, all is not as it seems, as thankfully this full moon eclipse has a lovely trine to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune. So don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Here's your weekly astrology. Virgo, what a week for you. Your ruler is going backwards. There is also an eclipse, and all this stuff is shaking your tree in a way, but it can also be very useful for you. Let's start at the beginning when we have the full moon eclipse. Now, this full moon eclipse is saying to you, right, I am bringing change. Pay attention now. I'm bringing change to your health and well-being. And the full moon, she is saying, not me, you cannot ignore this now. It's time to look after your health and well-being. Also your work and your service to other people and taking care of details. You know, how are your routines at the moment? The full moon is bringing a massive shift and going, right, come on, let's move on now. Having said that, I think that this eclipse is more about work, or certainly it's leaning in that direction, because there is a trine to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, in your finance and security zone. And also it's sextile the sun, which is giving you the confidence to follow your soul's idea of what you want to do with your life. Now, this isn't going to happen overnight. It's not just like on Monday, you're going to have a revelation, change your life, boom, boom, shakalaka, off we go. You know, over the next month, this energy is percolating. You know, I have to say, for some people, as it's an eclipse, it could be shocking, could be dramatic. Something could happen this week, which is like, wow. But you've got to trust it, babe, because it's sextile the sun in your position of your soul, and also trine Jupiter, the planet of good fortune. So ultimately, you should benefit, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. Now, in some good news, well, actually, that is good news too, to be honest. But in other good news, on the 10th, we have Mercury, your ruler, pre-retrograde, sextiling Venus, the planet of love. You are shimmying and strutting your stuff when it comes to groups of people. If you're single, you can meet someone. If you get out and about on that day, it's a perfect day for connecting to people, for launching anything to do with social media or your website, anything like that, publishing. You're getting your ideas out there, and it's very, very positive. And hurry up and get on with it before the 13th. That would be my advice. On top of that, we have Sun sextile Jupiter. You know, if you tune in now, you're much closer to your higher self. I hate that term, but you catch my drift. You're much more plugged in to the universal unconscious. You're much more plugged in to what your soul is trying to tell you. And there's lots of hints, tips and clues on how you can improve your life this week. On the 12th, Venus is trine Neptune as well. So all your personal relationships, you feel that you want a deeper connection. You want it to be profound. You want it to be soulful. You want it to have feeling. And that's really good for you, and you will get rewarded by those deep connections this week. Finally, Mercury goes retrograde on the 13th. And guess what? Rarely, it's in your sign. So this gives it not only a double whammy, but a 12-fold whammy. You're like, whoa, you know, it's in my sign. You might be cast back to the past and important conversations in your life that had an impact on you. You might be cast back to the past and literally have conversations with people that come back into your life. But you're working out who you are. And it's really important that the way you communicate is actually your superpower. So if there's any negative patterns or anything that you need to shift, you know, Mercury retrograde may bring it up, may repeat that pattern, or may expose you in some way. But guess what? You know, Mercury's your ruler. It's not going to do anything negative to you. Even if it grabs you by the scruff of the neck, it's doing it for your greater good. And it's up to you to really put the work in, and you will get rewarded when Mercury goes direct in September. So think about, how do you communicate? If you have to look at the shadow side of your communication, what is it? Time to spring clean that baby. And that goes on till September. So, you know, you've got a lot of time to deal with it. But, you know, maybe an opportunity comes back from the past. It's not all bad. Obviously, there's a lot of positives to be had with it. Finally, the sun is trine Saturn. You're feeling, again, with the sun in this area, you're feeling much more psychic, much more in tune, and you're kind of trying to ground yourself when it comes to your home, maybe moving, maybe laying new foundations. But Saturn is saying, you know, you're on the right track. I'm going to give you some security there. Take care, gorgeous, and I'll speak to you soon. Hello, wonderful one. Thank you so much for listening. It would be fabulous if you liked, subscribed, or shared. It would be really, really helpful. Also, I have a ton of free stuff for you. Horoscope.co.uk for everything astrology, and michelleknight.com for everything psychic and free tarot reading. See you there.